Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of RotoBaller's Fantasy Baseball Waiver Wire Series. I'm your host, Anthony Aniano. Happy to be with you here today as we take a look at the Fantasy Baseball Wire for Week 18 of your Fantasy Baseball season. The week beginning Monday, July 28th. Full disclosure, recording this on Thursday, July 24th, so obviously over the next couple of days, promotions, demotions, injuries, stats will change a little bit. A lot could happen in a matter of a couple of days in Major League Baseball, especially around this time of year as the trade deadline approaches. So closers can be moved, other guys can get promoted, so we will see what happens here over the next couple of days around Major League Baseball. As always, Yahoo roster percentages are our talking point, trying to find players available in 50% or more of Yahoo leagues. And we'll start on the hitting side of things. We'll start with the veteran, and maybe the least exciting of the group, but nonetheless available. Baltimore Orioles outfielder Ramon Laureano. Available in about 82% of leagues. He's rostered in 18%. And the reality is I just don't think anybody is buying in on Laureano fully. And that's why his rostership remains relatively low at less than 20%. We've seen a decline from the veteran over his best days when he was with the Oakland Athletics. But nonetheless, over the last 14 days, Laureano is hitting .308 with 3 homers and 11 RBIs, and his season-long totals are now up to a very respectable .279, 13 home runs, 41 RBIs, 4 stolen bases, hitting in the middle of that Baltimore Oriole lineup. Over the last month now, he's hitting .321. Now, the problem with Laureano, going back to that trade deadline conversation, is he could easily be moved. He's not a long-term piece in Baltimore. Somebody looking for outfield depth could probably acquire Ramon Laureano without giving up much. So who knows if he maintains that status of a day in and day out player if Baltimore does really the right thing and moves on from him. Now, some younger players who were available on the waiver wire, maybe a little more exciting than that. Cleveland Guardians, Angel Martinez, second base, outfield eligible, available in 74% of Yahoo leagues. He's rostered in 26% of leagues. He's been hitting number 2 over the last couple of days. He's been moved up in the batting order. Over the last 14 days, red hot, .333, 2 homers, 7 RBIs, and a stolen base, bringing his season-long totals to .252, 9 homers, 38 RBIs, and 6 stolen bases. A little power, a little speed, and scorching hot right now. If you need middle infield help, outfield depth, and that's what I like about Angel Martinez, is he gives you both. And doesn't have to necessarily go into your team and be a starter. Provide you depth in a couple of spots, which is what we always like to see. Speaking of depth at a multitude of spots, Chicago Cubs infielder Matt Shaw. We remember him. We drafted him. He was on our teams. Disappointed. Was sent to the minors. But now he's back, and he's swinging a better bat. And what I like about him is that eligibility. Second base, shortstop, third base in Yahoo format, so middle and corner infield. He's available in 75% of Yahoo leagues, rostered in 25%. Now again, who knows what Chicago does? Do they go out and acquire a third baseman? We know Nico Horner and Dansby Swanson are going to play second and short. Do they look to upgrade at third base? Remember, they've slid behind Milwaukee in the standings in the NL Central, so they may be looking for a spark. Eugenio Suarez, the third baseman everybody seems to want and is talking about. It's going to cost a pretty penny. But Matt Shaw, over the last 14 days, is hitting .375, raising his season batting average up over .220 to .221. He has 5 home runs on the season, 3 of them over the last 14 days, 21 RBIs on the season, a third of them, 7 over the last 14 days, and 2 of his 13 stolen bases. It's going to be interesting to see what Chicago does with this hot streak of Matt Shaw. Do they still go out and go get a third baseman? Shaw's one of their top prospects. Do they believe in Matt Shaw as their third baseman? It's going to be interesting. And there's always the chance, although I'm not buying into it, I think it's a small chance, that Shaw is a trade piece. I don't think he is. I think the Cubs do view him as a long-term piece of the future. Over the last week alone, over the last 7 days, Matt Shaw is hitting .474 while batting 9th in the Chicago Cubs lineup. Another third baseman, Brady House, who I've mentioned here before, of the Washington Nationals. Now, his spot is secure. Washington in a rebuild mode, going to give the youngster every opportunity to play. Third base, corner infield eligible, rostered in only 6% of leagues, available in 94% of forms. I added him in the FSGA league. I haven't started him. He's been on my bench. looking for a path to get him in my lineup because, again, he's hot over the last 14 days. 367 batting average, raising the season-long batting average up to 279. His season is only 28 games at the major league level. He's been hitting in the middle of that Nationals lineup, 5th or 6th. He's got both of his home runs on the season over the last 14 days, 5 of his 13 season-long RBIs over the last 14 days. Brady House is one of the top prospects in the Nationals organization. They're giving him the opportunity to play down the stretch, and struggled a little bit early, but 367 over the last 14 doesn't lie. He's been red hot. He's a cornerstone like James Wood, Dylan Cruz, and others in that Nationals lineup. One last offensive player to mention. If you are in need of a catcher, the Mets have recalled the one-time top prospect in baseball, Francisco Alvarez. He's available in 85% of leagues, rostered in only 15% of formats. Now, in the minor leagues, he was terrible early. He lost his power, didn't look good. They wanted him to work on both his offense and his defense. Watching the Met game the other day, they talked about how they wanted him to work on blocking balls in the dirt, which he seems to have done. And the Mets aren't going to sit him. Luis Torrens is not the starting catcher. He'll go back to being the backup. Alvarez, in his minor league stint, played 19 games. In those 19 games, he had 11 home runs. In 2 games since his return, he is 2 for 6. A double off the wall to right center and a monster home run the other day against the Los Angeles Angels. So Alvarez showing signs between the minor league demotion and now back at the big leagues, maybe finding that power stroke he had his rookie year when he hit 23 home runs for the Mets, and hopefully providing a bat for them down the stretch. Now, on to the pitching side of things. And I'm not crazy about this ad, but if you are looking for a 2-start stream, take a look at the Mets and Frankie Montas. 15% rostered. He's available in 85% of Yahoo leagues. Over the last 14 days, he's made 2 starts, 10 and 2/3 innings. He does not go deep into games. Mets are overusing their bullpen, no doubt about that. 11 strikeouts in those 10 and 2/3, so it's essentially a strikeout per inning. He has picked up 2 wins. He's won both of those games, pitched to a 2.53 ERA and a 1.31 whip. He's on one of the better runs of his short Mets career. On the season, remember, he started the year injured for the Mets. He's made now 5 starts. Again, not going deep, only 25 1/3 innings. You're looking at 5 innings per start for Frankie Montas. 23 strikeouts. ERA is at 4.62. So his recent stretch has actually lowered his ERA, but he is getting wins. In 5 starts, he does have 3 victories for the Mets. The reason I mention him, again, he is a 2-start streaming option next week. Monday, July 28th against the San Diego Padres, and then that same Sunday, August 3rd, against the Giants. He'll be going up against Landon Root. Now, on the bullpen side of things, Felix Bautista has been put on the IL by the Baltimore Orioles. Sir Anthony Dominguez did pick up the save earlier today of this recording on Thursday against the Cleveland Guardians. He's available in 97% of leagues at this moment. In 44 appearances, 35 1/3 innings, 42 strikeouts, a 4.08 ERA. Be mindful, though, in Baltimore, besides Sir Anthony Dominguez, you have Greg Soto and you have Cano, the guy who's filled in as the closer of the past. It's no guarantee Dominguez gets all the saves going forward while Bautista is out, but nonetheless, he did get the most recent one earlier today, this afternoon, right before I recorded this video. So be mindful of that. And finally, another injury situation in the bullpen. Tanner Scott goes on the IL this week for the Los Angeles Dodgers. So there's 2 pitchers to be mindful of there. Kirby Yates, 44% roster, available in 56% of leagues. Now, he did get the last save for the Dodgers this past Monday. He's got a 43 strikeouts and 30 1/3 innings on the season, 4.45 ERA, and 3 saves total on the year. But then there's also Alex Vesia, who's available more frequently. He's rostered in 23% of leagues. He's available in 77% of formats as Vesia. Now, Vesia, although Kirby Yates got the save this past Monday, Vesia came out for the save on Wednesday, more recently. Problem is, he didn't secure it. He blew the save, so who knows what happens going forward there with the Dodger bullpen. Now, Vesia, by far the better pitcher this year over Kirby Yates. A 2.59 ERA, 57 strikeouts in 41 2/3 innings, also has 3 saves. If Vesia is available, he's the first ad for me. Then it goes to Kirby Yates, who's more rostered. Doesn't make sense. Vesia's been better. And Vesia, although not getting the save, he did have the more recent save opportunity. Keep in mind, Blake Trinan is coming back from injury soon. They have Alexis Diaz, who they promoted. And the Dodgers, as we saw earlier this year, are not opposed to going by a closer by committee approach. So to recap, my top hitters for Week 18 of your fantasy baseball season, the week beginning Monday, July 28th, we have Ramon Laureano, outfield of the Baltimore Orioles, Angel Martinez from the Cleveland Guardians, Brady House of the Washington Nationals, Matt Shaw, Chicago Cubs, and catcher Francisco Alvarez from the New York Mets. On the pitching side of things, Frankie Montas of the New York Mets, closers, Sir Anthony Dominguez, Baltimore Orioles, and the Dodgers combination of Kirby Yates and Alex Vesia. As always, everybody, thank you for watching. Don't forget, go to rotoballer.com. Sign up for any of our premium packages, baseball, football, whatever it is you're interested in. Use the promotional code ACES to save at checkout. Like and subscribe right here to the RotoBaller YouTube channel. Download the RotoBaller app completely free. Everything you get online, full articles, videos, you will be able to get right there through the RotoBaller app. All right? Thanks for watching. Give me a follow on X at Aniano Fantasy, and we will see you next time right here on RotoBaller Radio.